Arise with Aquia. Greetings, beautiful ones. Welcome to Arise with Aquia. I pray it is well with your souls. Continuing on with the concept of structuring your days according to your ways, we've had Soul to Soul Sundays, we've had a Mindfulness Monday, and now let us embrace Part 3, known as Togetherness Tuesdays. In a world where we seem to be drifting further and further apart as a people, I'm speaking about that real, true, deep, genuine connection. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel that we are not as united as we could be or should be. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about where I think we've gone wrong, as that conversation has been had too many a time with little change. What I am going to do instead is recite some lyrics from one of my favorite songs from this artist, and let spirit take it from there. Can't understand why we treat each other in this way, taking up time with the silly games we play. We've got our love, and no matter how it's said or done, we are one. No matter what we do, we are one. Our love will see us through. We are one. And that's the way it is. We are one. In 1983, the late great songwriter and producer, Sir Frankie Beverly, wrote those lyrics after feeling the differences in energy when performing in the UK and the USA, with the song quickly becoming an anthem of unity and affection within the African American community. Frankie Beverly believed his music was divinely guided, and for all who know the group Maze, you will know that their music was indeed divinely guided. So when we talk about togetherness, we are one, period, and that's the way it is. But when you look at some of the behaviors and attitudes in today's society, you realize that not everyone sees it that way. I am one of many in my family, and my granny always had us singing, "Bind us together, Lord, with cords that cannot be broken." And at one point, the cords were indeed very strong. I'm not sure what happened, but over the decades, the cords started to fray just a little bit, and then a little bit more, And now I don't get to see or spend time with my cousins like we did back in the day. And I miss that. A lot of us are parents and grandparents, and because we don't spend time together, the generation after us don't know each other, and this is not the way it should be. One of the reasons we were so united back in the day was because most weekends we were taken by our parents to another family member's home, and this was the norm, along with family parties, and my family had loads of those. Then along came a generation that started frowning and moaning about leaving the house, too preoccupied with gaming with strangers on the other side of the world and sitting on their phones watching other people live their lives. Togetherness Tuesdays is an opportunity to make amends and bridge the gaps by coming together and strengthening our bonds, whether that be family ties, friendship ties, or community ties. Way too often we hear stories of family members not talking to each other, or siblings who have chosen silence over communication, allowing misunderstandings and grievances to create distance, with loyalty and support being overshadowed by indifference and neglect. The family structure is being broken down, leaving fragments of dysfunction in many households. Life is far too precious and too short for us not to be loving unconditionally. We have not been placed here on this earth to be distant from one another. Togetherness is the positive physical, social, and mental state or feeling of closeness to another person. It's that pleasant feeling of being united in love, appreciation, gratitude, and understanding. Our elders are dying out, the wisdom warriors as I like to call them. We were raised with morals and values which should be upheld and passed on to the next generation. But nowadays we are finding certain new generational traits that are repeating upon themselves, which need to be broken, never to be repeated again if we are to stand together as we used to back in the day. How do you think our ancestors made it through slavery? They made it through together. And for those that didn't make it, and there were many, they died together as one. And on that note, let us be still and give thanks. Dear ancestors, with hearts full of gratitude, we come before you today. We thank you for the strength that flows through our veins, the wisdom that guides our choices, and the traditions that shape our lives. We honor your sacrifices, your struggles, and your triumphs that have paved the way for our journey. May we honor the love that flows between us, united in heart and in spirit. Grant us the strength to cherish one another, to listen with open hearts and minds so that we can share our joys and burdens alike, and that we can support one another through any trials we may face. With love and respect, we stand united in the spirit of togetherness forever. Amen and amen. Let's take this Togetherness Tuesday to make a conscious collective effort to reach out to one another. We can begin to restore the connections that matter the most. Together, we can create a sense of unity that transcends our differences, bringing us closer, not just with family members or friends, but also as a community. Togetherness is a fundamental aspect of human existence that plays a crucial role in our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It creates connections between people, creating a sense of belonging that is essential for a fulfilled life. Being together with family, friends, and members of our community can provide us with a network of emotional support. Knowing that someone cares and that we are there for each other can significantly improve holistic health. Humans are inherently social beings. Togetherness nurtures a sense of belonging, making us all feel valued and understood. This sense of belonging can improve self-esteem and mental health. At its core, togetherness is about connection. Whether it's family gatherings, community events, or just simple acts of kindness, these moments reinforce the ties that bind us. And when we take the time to engage with others, listen to their stories, share our experiences, console the broken-hearted, lend a helping hand, and celebrate our journeys, we create a sense of belonging, which is vital for our emotional well-being. When people come together, we can collaborate towards common goals. This collective effort not only enhances creativity and problem solving, but also leads to personal and communal growth. Synergy refers to the combined effect of two or more things working together that is greater than the sum of their individual effects. Have you ever noticed that when you're around certain people, the alignment and energy seem to flow effortlessly, and you're conversating on a higher vibration or frequency? Isn't that a great feeling? When we come together, it should be to uplift and inspire one another. It should be a time for us to learn from each other and grow. We spend far too much time conversing about things that really don't matter, and not enough time conversing on the things that do matter. Strong communities are built on the foundation of togetherness, and togetherness is vital for building strong communities. Community centres played a vital role back in the day in bringing people together by serving as inclusive spaces where we connected, interacted, and engaged in various different activities. I know that there are some community centres still operating, but I'm not sure how many people are actually accessing them. We need spaces where we can create bonds that lead to robust support networks, because when people unite for a common cause, they amplify their impact. Together, we can accomplish so many goals that may be unachievable alone, illustrating the power of collective action. In times of crisis or adversity, togetherness strengthens resilience. People who feel connected are generally better equipped to face challenges, as they can lean on each other for support and motivation. For example, in 1995, when Farrakhan led 1 million black men on a peaceful march in Washington, D.C. This was done to convey to the world a different picture of the black male, standing united as a form of self-defense against the social and economic injustices plaguing their communities. 30 years on, and the injustices remain. But imagine if they had continued to keep on showing up and showing out in the way that they did on that day. Change is inevitable. It's a part of evolving. However, some things should always remain, such as manners and respect. Back in the day, my granny would stop and correct a person, young and old, if they were behaving inappropriately, and they would listen and apologize. Nowadays, most people do not feel safe or comfortable in speaking to people for fear of being abused or even attacked. This is absurd. Those youth that are running around like they don't have a care in the world, they actually do. I could be wrong, but I believe they may have closed off the part of their brain that controls their emotions, decision-making, reasoning, and consciousness. The grey matter. As closing off your grey matter can have several negative effects on both mental and emotional well-being. A lot of youth have had no direction and no guidance. This is not about placing blame, but more about what can we do collectively to make a positive shift to the lives of a generation that appear to be under immense pressure. Dr. Martin Luther King expressed his sentiments perfectly when he said, and I quote,
"We must learn to live together as brothers, or we will all perish together."
The phrase emphasizes the importance of unity and cooperation amongst people. It suggests that humanity faces significant challenges that can only be overcome through collaboration and understanding. Living together as brothers implies creating relationships based on empathy, respect, and support, recognizing that we all share the same world and more than often the same struggles. If we fail to embrace this sense of brotherhood and sisterhood and continue to allow divisions, whether based on race, religion, or any other factor, we risk conflict and disaster. On the other hand, perish together as fools serves as a warning. It suggests that ignorance, hatred, and division can lead to catastrophic consequences for everyone. If we choose not to work together, we not only harm ourselves, but also jeopardize future generations. In essence, Dr. Martin Luther's quote calls for a collective responsibility to acknowledge our interdependence and work towards harmony, or face the consequences of division and strife. It's a reminder that unity is not just a noble idea, but a necessity for survival and progress. I'm sure we have all heard the African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child." This saying emphasizes the idea that child rearing is not solely the responsibility of the parents, but involves the entire community. It suggests that a supportive environment, which includes family, friends, neighbours, and the community, can play a crucial role in a child's development. The concept implies that when multiple people contribute to a child's upbringing, the child benefits from diverse perspectives, skills, and resources. In today's world, there are more and more single-parent mothers. So I ask the question, who is helping the single-parent mothers to raise their boys into men? I am also aware that there are many single-parent fathers raising daughters. Again, who contributes to them raising them into women? There are role models out there for the next generation, but on a day-to-day basis, in each area or community, where are the role models? Who encourages them to do better and be better? A collective effort by all can lead to a more well-rounded upbringing of our youth, allowing them to feel a sense of belonging and security. A collective effort can also encourage cooperation and shared values within a community, ultimately creating stronger bonds and a safer environment for everyone. I remember being in Ghana and a fight was about to break out between two men, and it was quickly dissembled by almost everyone who was nearby. And then a man said to me, "We don't like blood on our streets." Ghanaians generally view violence as unacceptable and detrimental to society. There is a strong emphasis on peace, unity, and social harmony in Ghanaian culture, which is deeply rooted in traditional values and communal living. Whilst instances of violence can occur, many Ghanaians advocate for dialogue, negotiation, and non-violent resolution of disputes. Wouldn't it be nice to see our young unite in a way that many powerful leaders had envisioned, rather than to tear each other down, creating a rippling effect of trauma within the community as a result of all the rebellious rampages and senseless killings. We, as the new elders, are struggling every day to overstand the level of disregard for another's life. These crimes continue to increase, leaving mothers, fathers, grandparents, and communities continuously asking themselves, when will it all end? And when will they realize that we are one? We are living in troubled times. Some even say it's the last days. Togetherness enriches our lives in innumerable ways. Togetherness brings about love, compassion, and understanding, forming the backbone of healthy relationships and thriving communities. By prioritizing and nurturing our connections with others, we not only enhance our own well-being, but we can also contribute to a more supportive and empathetic society. Togetherness is a powerful force that can change lives. By prioritizing connection, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to the well-being of those around us. In a world where divisions are becoming so overwhelming, embracing togetherness can provide hope, resilience, and strength. So let us commit to nurturing these bonds, creating a better, brighter future for us all. Today's episode was challenging to write. I didn't go as deep as I initially intended, and there were so many things that I wanted to address on the topic of togetherness. But I suppose I can revisit some of my thoughts on these matters at a later date. One such topic is why are more and more men and women giving up on finding their lifetime partners and deciding to go it alone. Let me leave you with this ancient proverb: in union there is strength. And this quote for the day: my humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. We can affirm this by saying we are stronger together, united in love and purpose. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And remember, if you're feeling the vibe, please like, share, and subscribe. Peace, light, and love. Aquia.